What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we are going to take a look at Rick Grimes from Threezero Season 7. And I ordered this at bigbadtoystore.com. It is sold out, but you can get the Season 1 version, which is, I would explain to you why I prefer that, but you can, I'll put the link down below. So this is Season 7, and from what I've heard, this is the last, I would say, Walking Dead from Threezero, and that's kind of sad, but we'll talk about that more. You can see his packaging is really small. One thing that I admire from Threezero is the way they handle their packaging, because it is good for collectors. We struggle with spaces. I just got my the Batman, with the deluxe, with the bat signal and Spider-Man, and the boxes are huge. It feels like I ordered a premium format. With this, it's very compact. Let's be honest here, the box is for reselling. If you're moving, you don't even need this. It's for mainly for reselling purposes and transportation purposes when you resell them. Some people use them as artwork, behind their figures, which is cool, but not me. Not when you reach a certain amount of figures. You really can't do that anymore. And here you got the instruction manual. One thing with Threezero, though, if you are new, they don't come with bases, and that helps with the price and all that stuff. But mainly, I don't know why. I just buy generic black bases, those crotch grabbers and whatnot. So that's normally what I just use. In here you can see just the figure itself. It's very compact how they packaged everything, which helps out shipping cost. I'm sure with space, I just love the way they handle this. And as a collector, it's not much you can ask for. At the bottom, there's a bottom tray. They are hard to, well, this is not bad. There's certain Threezero figures where you can't put them back together because of how they packaged it. Here you have his axe. You got the revolver that he always uses, and an AK-47. And as you can see from the top, a bunch of wrist pegs that you could use to replace it, and also his watch that we've seen both in Season 1 Rick, both the watch and the revolver as well. So those are two things that is coming back. Accessory wise, you get fisted hands, you get open hands to hold the axe, and trigger finger hands to hold both guns. Threezero have come a long way with their hands, still not to the level where we are expecting them to be, or I'm hoping them to be, but I guess they're not going to be there, because right now there's more emphasis on realism. So Hot Toys are, with Black Adam and this new Han Solo, like the hands, attention to detail is getting better. With Threezero, they're just getting to the Hot Toys level quality of hands from 2018-19. You get a watch here, which has, some pretty cool details. You're not going to see them. They're small. This is where I'm a bit disappointed, and it feels lackluster. Like, this axe right here does not have weathering. It looks and feels like a toy. Like, the handle, it looks like a wood, but it's so new. Like, put a little blood on it. I don't know. Do something with it. Put some weathering on it so it doesn't look like it came from a toy store. This is nicely painted. I'm not complaining about that. It's metallic. You can see there's weathering on the handle as well. Oh, well, no, there's a shine, but yeah, you can see there's different texture on the handles. This is, like I said, their last Walking Dead figure, and it feels rushed. You can tell from this AK-47 that, again, there's no weathering. It looks flat. All the paints are flat. I guess there's a little bit of shine on the black part, but no silver, dry brushing in there. Nothing. At least, and they've done AK-47s before. It's a matter of painting it. And they didn't spend much time, I can tell you that. The side moves up, so I'm guessing they got the same mold, but the way it was painted was, yeah, I mean, this is Walking Dead where everything's kind of rotten and whatever. Tailoring, it's not bad, the tailoring wise, because we've seen this Rick Grimes, and I've actually reviewed it in maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but he does have a jacket on. That one, he doesn't have a neck. There's a lot of things wrong with that figure, the body and all that stuff. Same thing here. Now, if we're talking about just pure tailoring, it's not bad at all. Like the jeans, the boots, as you can see here, the tailoring of his shirt is pretty good. The body, that one I do have a complaint about. As you can see here, there's a rubber under, in his arm, and because they reused the season 1 body. And there's no point to that, because now you eliminated the double jointed elbows. I understand from season 1's point of view, because he's wearing a short sleeve shirt where you can see his elbows, and it's unsightly to see that double jointed elbows. I get it. Not here though. It's completely covered. Now you just limit his articulation, and for no reason whatsoever. Nothing. If you really going out, it just feels uninspired. You can see the shoulders that he does have there. It looks like he has hangers because there's paddings on the shoulders. Again, this is a body for the season 1 Rick Grimes, and it just not a good look. It just isn't. Like going up and down here, the jeans is not bad. Again, the boots, we've probably seen this before as well. I don't know. Head sculpt, another uninspired here. I mean, they're not known for being good at head sculpt, but season 1, I was really happy. In here, look at the wrinkles in his forehead. It's not even sculpted. They just painted it on. And it's just so lackluster. The eyes, like I said, the wrinkles, the attention to detail here, like the beard, how it's kind of clumped up. I mean, come on. Threezero, you can do better than this, because I've seen you do better than this. Yeah, at least you can see the veins on the side of his head, which is cool, but I can't help to feel, but it felt like a shortcut for this guy. And it's like, is this really you want to be remembered for your last Walking Dead figure? If it's really the last, because I heard that they dropped this and Game of Thrones as well, which is 2 of my favorite TV shows of all time. Hopefully somebody picks it up and do justice to them. Again, season 1, amazing figure for its value. This one, because the bar was set for season 1, I mean, look at those eyes. It's almost like cross-eyed, and it just doesn't have life to it. Like the wrinkles on the forehead, he's better when there's no light. I mean, the wrinkles on the forehead just took me, just by surprise. I can't believe I'll see that in 2024. Articulation wise, the neck comes up. It's a single piece between the neck and the head sculpt. I mean, you can have some movement in here, but like I said, this is a season 1 body. You can lift the arms up on the side like so, but you see on his shoulders there is a padding, and for no reason whatsoever. And again, the elbows are limited to this movement because oh no, you don't need this rubber. You don't. It's covered. His elbows are covered. You can move it up. They've had plenty of figures who doesn't have rubbers on them. Oh my goodness. There you go. You can move it up. I mean, luckily it's not too bad, but the legs can move up as well. It's just, I was hoping for more, really. And in the boots area, it is a little bit high, but you have ankle articulation out there. So overall, it's not terrible, but they could certainly have done better. I mean, look at it. The waist still moves around. Just, it threw the body proportions off as well. Not just the movements, but the shoulders. Look at this. This is, the most, and he does have a gun. He has an AK. You wanted to lift up. Now he's gonna shoot from the hip from here on out because he just not capable of lifting that up. And it's It's kind of sad. And we'll put him in some poses here before we wrap this thing up. It is it's nice. You can put I like this pose. Oh, whoa, look at that. The zombies getting close to Rick Grimes while he's kneeling down. Not a good look, but it's a look that we do have. And here he is just trying to attack the zombie. It's nice to pair him up with the Asmus Bitten series. Like any Asmus Bitten, because they're zombies, they can go pretty much anywhere. Last of Us, them. So it's never a bad idea to have a lot of zombies. And this one, he's holding his patented handgun, and at least that's not being affected by his elbows, because it's just straight up holding the gun. You still see the wrist peg. I wish the I mean, we're talking about Threezero here. I wish it was covered, but it is nice nonetheless. It's a better Rick Grimes than what we had a few years back. It's an improvement. I would even say significant improvement, because the head sculpt is better. It's just that, it is what it is at this point. And then one last, here he is. That's what I'm talking about. When he hold his gun, it's hard to put him in a pose where the gun would be leaning in his shoulder because of the lack of movement, because of that rubber joints, for no reason. I mean, I'm all for it, like if his elbows are exposed, but not in this case. So I guess he's just gonna run and gun, spray and pray with his AK. That is, again, brand new, because you see this AK is freshly painted, no dirt on it. I mean, it's Walking Dead. Everything's recycled in this world. You can't get brand new stuff in the Walking Dead world. And here he is with Officer Rick from season 1. And it's nice to have both figures, even though they're the same character, because they represent totally different timeline within the Walking Dead world. With that being said, season 1 Rick is way better, in my opinion, than season 7 Rick from Threezero. He does even have a jacket, a bag full of guns. You get this hat. Just from the accessories alone and the look, nothing's gonna beat season 1 Rick a whole lot better than season 7. You see that arms, it's exposed, it's cool. Even with Daryl right here, his arms are exposed, so it makes sense not to have double jointed elbows. But he still matches up pretty well. If you want to display him and Daryl in your display case, yeah, obviously it'll work. It's very nice. They complement each other very well. Daryl's going for a pretty penny right now, and I'm assuming this Rick will go for a pretty penny down the line, if, that is a big if, no one picks up the license for Walking Dead. I don't know if people have just moved on or whatever the case is, but I wish somebody does. My final thoughts on the figure is that if you missed out on this because it's pretty much sold out, when I'm looking, you didn't miss much. I would recommend the season 1 any day. Now, if you absolutely need to have this look, I don't blame you, and try to pick him up. Although I would say I wouldn't pay any extra over the retail for this guy. It's mainly because season 1 is available. If I never had any Rick Grimes, I'd settle for that and be happy. But I'm a fan, so I still glad I have him in the collection. I'm a little disappointed with Threezero. I heard they dropped this. I think they're gonna focus now on anything without a head sculpt, or live action, meaning Transformers and anime. And from what I've seen, Asmus is doing the same thing, but Asmus does have Bitten series, which interests me. And they just released Thorin, which is Lord of the Rings. So I hope that is not the case, because if that is the case, we would see just a two-way race between Hot Toys and Inart. And Inart barely releases figure a year, maybe like 3 figures or 4 figures a year. I like what Threezero and Asmus, and even to an extent Star Ace, brings to the table. Even though I don't buy every single one of them, I like the option to have them, like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. In Asmus's sense, Ash, Evil Dead, Lord of the Rings, back then they do have other Devil May Cry. I hope it's not the end for these smaller companies because I truly enjoy them. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you like this video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.